Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, this isn't who I used to be? What if I told you that cutting just one thing, sugar, for 14 days could start to reverse the clock? Not with pills, not with punishing diets, just by saying goodbye to the sweet stuff that's been silently aging you for years. It sounds simple, and yet, for those of us over 60, it can feel impossible. Sugar has been our comfort, our celebration, our energy boost. But it's also been our hidden thief. You see, aging isn't just about time. It's about the tiny daily habits that quietly damage the foundation of our health. And sugar? It's like the dust that settles inside an old home. Invisible at first, but slowly weakening every brick. Fatigue after meals, forgetfulness, aching joints, cloudy thoughts. We chalk them up to age. But what if they're not age at all? What if they're symptoms of a body weighed down by sugar? For 2 weeks, imagine giving your body a break. Just 14 days to see what happens when you stop feeding the fire. You might be surprised by what you discover. This video isn't about weight loss. It's about renewal, a chance to reset your body, your energy, and maybe even your outlook. Because sugar doesn't just live in the cookies or desserts. It hides in our sauces, our breads, even our so-called healthy snacks. And while it may taste harmless, its effects ripple through every system we rely on. Our liver, our brain, our heart, they all speak in symptoms. Tired after a meal? That could be your pancreas waving a red flag. Craving sweets after dinner? Maybe your brain is addicted to the spike. Feeling foggy, moody, or unusually stiff? Sugar might be at the root. But here's the hopeful truth. Our bodies want to heal. Even after decades, they're ready to rebuild if we let them. Think of your body like a house. It's been lived in, weathered by time, but still standing strong. Sugar, however, is the fine dust seeping through the cracks, dulling the shine, eating away at the support beams. When you stop feeding it, something remarkable begins. The fog lifts, the lights flicker back on. You wake up feeling like you again. We're not talking about harsh rules. No counting calories or cutting all joy from your plate. Just a conscious decision to remove one element, refine sugar, and replace it with care, awareness, and healing. Over the next few minutes, we'll walk through what happens inside your body each day of those 14, from the first shocking cravings to the subtle signs of strength returning, from brain fog to clarity, from dependence to control. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be curious enough to see what might change. So here's your first invitation. Take a moment today to write down 3 sugary treats you rely on. Coffee creamer, muffins, chocolate after dinner? Then try skipping them for the next 48 hours. Just observe. No pressure. This journey is personal. It's not about judgment or guilt. It's about waking up to how good you were always meant to feel. And if you're wondering whether it's too late, let me assure you, it's not. In fact, there's never been a better time, because your 60s and beyond can be vibrant, energized. You just need to give your body the chance. Imagine waking up and not needing that second cup of coffee just to feel alert. Picture yourself walking into a room and remembering exactly why you went in. Envision conversations where words flow easily and your mood feels steady, not like a boat rocked by every wave. This is what freedom from sugar can begin to look like. It isn't glamorous, it isn't loud, but it's real, and it builds day by day. And here's something else most people don't expect. The sense of pride. Yes, pride, because doing something kind for yourself every single day, even when no one's watching, changes the way you see yourself. You begin to trust your own decisions again. You remember that you're capable, that your health matters, and that change is possible. You may also notice unexpected benefits. Your clothes fit better. Your face looks less puffy. That afternoon crash? Gone. Suddenly, the world feels more manageable, not because it changed, but because you did. And one more thing. When you say no to sugar, you're saying yes to something else. Yes to presence. Yes to energy. Yes to afternoons that don't end in naps on the couch, but walks in the park or calls with your grandkids. Yes to laughter that comes from a lightness you haven't felt in years. Let's begin the 14-day journey to reset, restore, and remember who you really are. You wake up. No sugar in your coffee. No sweet jam on toast. It seems simple. But inside, your body is already ringing the alarm. Within hours of your last sugary bite, something starts to shift. Your energy dips, not dramatically, but noticeably. You feel foggy, a little cranky. That mid-morning pep? Missing. And by lunchtime, there's a quiet pull in your chest, a craving, not just for food, but for comfort, for the sweet reward you didn't even know you were counting on. That's when doubt creeps in. Why am I doing this again? You might ask. And that, right there, is your first sign that something important is happening. You see, sugar isn't just a food. It's been a gentle puppeteer, tugging at mood, motivation, even memory. When you take it away, the strings pull back. Many people over 60 describe the first 24 hours off sugar as a little storm. You might feel more tired. Your patience wears thin. You snap at the TV, at the dog, even at yourself. But here's the truth. That storm, it's progress. Think of your body like a machine that's been idling too long on low-quality fuel. Now, for the first time, it's trying to reset, to shift gears. And that takes energy. That takes work. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of healing. Your liver is adjusting. Your pancreas is recalibrating. Even your brain is frantically rewiring. It's like turning off a phone that's been overheating. Necessary, but it might take a moment to cool down. Cravings are normal. So is irritability. But they don't mean failure. They mean your body is remembering how to function without the constant sugar spikes. And here's something to hold on to. The first day is often the hardest. Get through today and you've already won half the battle. So, what can you do? Drink warm water throughout the day. Eat foods with natural sweetness, berries, apples, carrots. Go outside. Breathe fresh air. And most importantly, track your feelings. Every 3 hours, jot down how you feel. Not just physically, but emotionally. Because this isn't just about sugar. It's about noticing your body, tuning in, and realizing that healing has a voice. And it's finally speaking up. You might notice small things. Your heart feels like it's beating a little harder. You sigh more. You feel cold. You feel annoyed. These are all signs of withdrawal, not illness. Don't mistake them. Your body isn't breaking. It's beginning. You may even find yourself thinking constantly about sweets. That one cookie in the pantry, suddenly, it's louder than the news. This is not weakness. It's addiction breaking apart. And sometimes humor helps. You know it's serious when you start having a full conversation with a chocolate bar. That's okay. Smile at it. Then walk away. Day 1 is a mirror. It shows you how deeply sugar has woven itself into your habits, your mood, even your comfort. And by noticing it, you take its power away. Some seniors even feel a little sadness. Not because they miss the taste, but because they realize how much they had leaned on sugar for a lift, a little joy. That recognition can be emotional. It's also liberating, because it means you're starting to find strength from within, not from a snack. This isn't just the first day of quitting sugar. It's the first day of noticing yourself again, noticing when you're bored, or lonely, or restless, and choosing a new way to respond. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are wise for paying attention. So, if you're feeling off today, celebrate. It means your body is working. It means your body is waking up. The discomfort won't last. But the strength you build from facing it, that will stay. Hold on. Keep going. Day 2 has something new to show you. Let your first 24 hours be messy. Let them be real. And know that every craving you resist is not just a no to sugar. It's a yes to the vibrant, healthier you waiting on the other side. You wake up on day 2, not energized, but uneasy. There's a strange emptiness in your mouth. No usual taste of morning sweetness. No muffin. No jam. No comforting coffee creamer. Your body, which once moved in automatic rhythms, now feels confused. And that confusion is not just physical, it's emotional. Between day 2 and day 5, your body enters a zone of resistance. This is when sugar withdrawal kicks in, not as a crash, but as a quiet rebellion. Your brain, which has relied on quick sugar hits for comfort, starts sending out signals. Irritability, foggy thinking, deep cravings, even sadness. It's not weakness, it's wiring. One woman described waking up on day 3 with tears in her eyes and no idea why. She wasn't sad about anything in particular, but her morning routine was broken, her ritual gone. That small loss felt enormous. Your body isn't failing you. It's recalibrating. This phase is the hardest part of the journey, not because it's unbearable, but because it's unexpected. You think, I should be feeling better by now, but instead you're more tired, hungrier, short-tempered. You start to question your decision. That questioning? It's your brain negotiating. It misses sugar not for nutrition, but for the dopamine, the tiny hit of pleasure. Without it, your emotions feel flat. Even food tastes dull. This is normal. Think of it like walking into a dusty old attic. At first, everything is chaos. Cobwebs, boxes everywhere. You can't even see the floor. But you're not making it worse. You're just finally noticing the mess. The detox works the same way. Sugar masked symptoms. Now, without it, you're finally seeing what needs to be healed, and your body is trying. Right now, it's shifting from sugar burning to fat burning. That transition takes energy. You may feel like your gas tank is on E, but inside, systems are rebooting. Your liver is clearing out built-up toxins. Your insulin levels are stabilizing. Your gut bacteria, especially the sugar-hungry ones, are dying off, and they don't go quietly. One man said he yelled at his toaster on day 4 because his bread wasn't crisp enough. Was it really about toast? No, it was withdrawal speaking through frustration. Your patience thins. The smallest annoyance feels huge. This is where many people quit. But you're not most people. You're aware. Try keeping a simple journal. Every morning, jot down how you feel. A word, a sentence. No pressure, just a record. That act of noticing builds awareness. And that's your greatest ally. Some nights, you may wake up hungry. Not true stomach hunger, but a gnawing restlessness. Some dream about chocolate. Others feel like they could eat an entire cake. This isn't your body failing. It's your habits unraveling. That's progress. To ease the discomfort, prepare small comforts. Warm water with lemon, a few nuts, gentle walks, or quiet stretching. You're not ignoring your body. You're comforting it in a new way. By day 5, something subtle begins. The cravings lose their urgency. Your emotions feel steadier. You smile, just a little, when you realize you didn't reach for your afternoon treat. Not because you forced it, but because you forgot. And that moment, that's healing. That's freedom. You start to see that what you thought was hunger was often habit. What you blamed on age, fatigue, fog, irritability, might have just been sugar overload. And your body? Even now, it responds. It softens. It thanks you. You are not powerless. You are not too old to change. You're simply giving your body a second chance. And if you've made it this far, you're already on the winning side. Now's a good time to surround yourself with support. Join us at Graceful Health Life, where we share stories, tips, and encouragement tailored for those over 60 who want more energy, more clarity, and fewer regrets about what could have been. Click subscribe, and let's keep walking this together, because the best days don't come from sugar highs. They come from steady strength. Take a breath. Write down one thing you've learned about your body in the past 3 days. That awareness is gold. That's where transformation begins. You're stronger than you knew. And day 6? It's coming with a little more light and a lot more hope. You don't expect much when you wake up on day 6. Maybe just a slightly easier morning. But something's different. Your eyes open with less resistance. Your body feels lighter. Not like you've lost weight, but like something inside is no longer dragging you down. You breathe, and that breath feels full. This is the shift. It doesn't arrive with applause. It whispers, but you hear it. From day 6 to 9, the fog that's been clinging to your thoughts begins to lift. You start noticing small but powerful changes. You don't dread walking down the stairs. Your hands don't ache as much when you open the jar. You're not craving sweets after breakfast. In fact, you forgot about dessert altogether. That, right there, is a quiet kind of freedom. People often assume cutting sugar is just about food, but the real changes go deeper. Your mood begins to level out. You're not snapping at small things. The irritation that once hovered just below the surface is fading. You feel peaceful. One woman shared that on day 7, she sat by her window for 15 minutes, just watching the trees sway. No phone, no rush, just stillness. "I haven't done that in years," she said. "I forgot how much I missed it." Your brain, now free from sugar's roller coaster, is finding its balance. Neurotransmitters are regulating. Dopamine, the pleasure chemical, is no longer hijacked by donuts and soda. It's showing up naturally through laughter, conversation, and the satisfaction of a day well spent. Sleep becomes more restful. You wake up less during the night. You dream more vividly. Your body, having worked so hard to detox, is now rebuilding. And with restoration comes confidence. Even your reflection begins to change. Your skin looks calmer, less puffy. The lines around your eyes seem softer. Your face doesn't look tired by default. It looks present. This isn't vanity. This is biology in repair mode. Internally, your liver and gut are stabilizing. Inflammation decreases. Insulin sensitivity improves. Your blood sugar stays steady throughout the day. And your energy no longer crashes in the afternoon. It sustains. You find yourself reaching for water instead of coffee, craving a walk instead of a nap. It's as if your body is remembering what it feels like to function without constant correction. There's even a sense of joy returning. Not the high from sugar, but a grounded contentment. The kind that makes you smile at a neighbor or hum while doing the dishes. One man joked, "I must be getting younger. I danced in my kitchen for no reason." That hasn't happened since the 80s. And others start to notice too. You look rested. Something's different about you. You seem lighter. They're not imagining it. This is a powerful stage because it proves the effort is worth it. You begin to believe not just that change is possible, but that it's happening. If you've made it here, you've already crossed a major threshold. You've passed the cravings, the fatigue, the mood swings, and now you're starting to reap the rewards. So, what should you do now? Protect this progress. Keep your meals simple. Walk in the mornings. Breathe deeply in the quiet moments. These aren't just habits. They're reminders of what your body is capable of when it's no longer overwhelmed. This is also the perfect time to reflect. What surprised you most this past week? What did you learn about your relationship with food or your routines? And while you're at it, join our growing community at Graceful Health Life. We share stories and guidance for those over 60 who want to age with clarity, vitality, and confidence. Subscribe today. Let's keep growing together. This isn't the end of your story. It's a beginning. Take a moment this evening. Write down how you feel in one word. That word matters. It tells the truth about your transformation. And get ready, because day 10 will bring a whole new kind of visible change. One you'll see not just in the mirror, but in how you carry yourself. You're doing beautifully. Keep going. It's the morning of day 10. And you catch your reflection by accident. You weren't planning to inspect anything, but you pause. Something is different. You move a little closer to the mirror. The fine lines don't seem as deep. The usual morning puffiness around your eyes is less dramatic. There's a calmness in your skin, and your first thought isn't, "I look more like me." This is where the sugar detox becomes visible. From day 10 to 11, the healing that's been unfolding beneath the surface finally rises to the top. Your face, your posture, even the way your clothes fit, it all begins to shift in subtle but powerful ways. Why? Because inflammation is receding. When you remove refined sugar, your body stops fighting so hard. Your insulin levels normalize. That bloated, heavy feeling fades. You're no longer puffy. You're present. Your skin, once battling from the inside, starts to smooth and settle. Redness fades. Breakouts retreat. Dry patches heal faster. Even the texture seems improved. And you didn't change your skincare routine. You changed what fuels your cells. One woman said, "It was like someone turned down the volume on my face." The tension softened. That's what happens when the body doesn't have to defend itself constantly. Your belly tells its own story too. Pants feel looser. The waistband doesn't dig in by noon. You no longer feel the need to hide behind loose layers. Why? Because your hormones are rebalancing. Insulin resistance, driven by chronic sugar intake, starts to reverse as fat. Your body uses energy more efficiently. Less is stored as fat, especially around the midsection. One man admitted, "For the first time in years, I didn't instinctively suck in my stomach before looking in the mirror." But the change isn't just physical. Your mindset shifts. You carry yourself differently. Your walk has more bounce. Your shoulders less weight. You're not pushing through the day. You're participating in it. Your hunger cues are more honest. You're not eating to satisfy an emotion. You're eating to nourish a body that's speaking clearly for the first time in years. Cravings no longer scream. They whisper, and sometimes not at all. And then there's the sleep. You fall asleep faster. You stay asleep longer. You wake up with energy that doesn't crash after breakfast. Your body isn't running on sugar spikes. It's operating on balance. These changes aren't about vanity. They're about vitality. About stepping into a version of yourself that was waiting behind all the noise. This stage also brings curiosity. You start wondering, what else could improve if I keep going? You begin to see this not as a challenge, but as a doorway. Others begin to notice too. You look fresh. Did you do something new with your hair? You just seem better. These aren't compliments. They're confirmations. At this point, it's important to stay grounded. Keep your meals clean and simple. Move your body with intention. Sit in quiet for 5 minutes each day. These little rituals anchor your progress. And take note of how your body responds when life gets stressful. Now that sugar is no longer your emotional crutch, you're learning new ways to cope. Deep breaths, fresh air, a warm cup of tea, the kind of choices that build resilience. One man shared, "Instead of grabbing a cookie, I walked to my backyard and just stood in the sun for 5 minutes. It was all I needed." You've proven something extraordinary, even after decades of habit. Your body still chooses healing when given the chance. And now, it shows. Let this moment land. You earned this version of yourself. Not with punishment, but with permission. You said no to sugar, and yes to clarity, comfort, and control. At Graceful Health Life, we believe health isn't about restriction, it's about reconnection. If this experience has spoken to you, subscribe and stay with us, because the next phase is even deeper, and you won't want to miss it. Tonight, avoid the mirror again. Not because you're hiding, but because you're building anticipation. Look again on day 12. What you'll see then won't just be a fresher face, but a healed body speaking clearly through every cell. And tomorrow, we begin listening to the organs we often ignore. The quiet powerhouses working in the background, waiting to be heard. You wake up on day 12 and realize something is missing. There's no fog, no weight pressing on your eyes, no stiffness in your joints, no sluggishness between thoughts. It feels quiet, but not empty, more like calm, steady, alive. This is the silence of healing. From day 12 to 13, your body enters a different kind of restoration, not loud or dramatic, but deep and intelligent. This is the phase where you don't just feel better. You begin to understand why. Your liver, so often overlooked, is quietly rejoicing. With sugar finally out of the way, it's not drowning in excess fructose. It's processing toxins more efficiently, balancing hormones more evenly, and managing fat storage with precision. You may not see your liver, but you can feel it. You notice a flatter stomach, fewer digestive issues, and a general sense of lightness. Your digestion becomes smooth, predictable. You're not bloated after meals. You're not reaching for antacids. You eat, and your body knows exactly what to do with it. That's healing in action. And then there's your brain. Memories come back faster. Thoughts are less sticky. You're not struggling to recall what day it is or why you walked into the room. You find your mind sharper, your mood more even, and perhaps for the first time in years, a sense of mental energy that lasts throughout the day. One woman shared, "I remembered the name of my third grade teacher today. I hadn't thought of her in decades." It felt like someone opened a drawer in my brain and let the light in. Your cardiovascular system responds too. Without daily sugar spikes, your blood vessels relax. Circulation improves. That cold feeling in your hands and feet? Fading. Your heart rate feels more stable, and your blood pressure may even begin to drop. The system is no longer under attack. It's finally recovering. And what about your gut? The microbiome is rebalancing. Sugar-feeding bacteria are diminishing. Beneficial strains are flourishing. This doesn't just affect digestion, it influences everything from mood to immunity. You're more resilient now, and you feel it. You may even find your cravings are gone. Not just managed, but truly silent. You're not resisting temptation. You're simply not tempted. It's in this quiet space that something powerful happens. You begin to hear your body. You notice small cues, a sigh when you're full, a deep breath before sleep, a gentle surge of energy after movement. You're no longer ignoring signals. You're listening. And your body? It's grateful. Even your emotional state is changing. You don't react as quickly. You don't stew in frustration. You feel what you feel. And then it passes. There's room now for clarity, for grace. One man said, "I used to wake up and immediately think about coffee and sugar. Now, I wake up and just breathe. That's the first thing. I breathe." This isn't just detox. This is realignment. It's the moment when your biology stops surviving and starts communicating again. Every system, every organ, every cell, coordinated, efficient, purposeful. And what's most incredible is how natural it feels. You're not forcing this, you're allowing it. This is a good moment to reflect. What part of me have I started to trust again? Write it down, because day 13 isn't just about momentum, it's about clarity, a clear mind, a strong body, a gentle rhythm. These aren't rare gifts. They're your default when the noise is gone. And if this experience has awakened something in you, you're not alone. At Graceful Health Life, we honor the wisdom of quiet change. Subscribe and stay with us, because tomorrow, everything comes together. Before you sleep tonight, take 5 minutes to sit in silence. No phone, no music. Just you. Just breath. Ask yourself, what am I hearing now that I used to ignore? That's the voice of a body in peace. And tomorrow, we welcome day 14, the turning point between a choice and a new life. Day 14 arrives not with a bang, but with quiet confidence. You stand in front of the mirror, not to check, but to acknowledge. There's something in your eyes, clearer, stronger, as if the fog has lifted, and you're finally seeing yourself again. This is not just the end of a detox. This is a return. Over the past 2 weeks, you've done something few people dare to try, and even fewer complete. You've given your body a break, not from life, but from the very thing that's been silently stealing energy, clarity. And now you feel the difference in ways you couldn't have imagined on day 1. Your mornings no longer begin with dread. They begin with breath. Your appetite makes sense. Your cravings no longer control you. Your thoughts don't drift in and out. They land. You're sleeping deeply, waking steadily, smiling more. This isn't about perfection. It's about presence. You've learned that fatigue after meals wasn't just age. That mental fog wasn't inevitable. That bloating, aches, mood swings, they weren't your new normal. They were signs, warnings, and you listened. Now your liver is lighter. Your gut balanced. Your skin glows, not because of products, but because your blood sugar no longer spikes and crashes like a roller coaster. Your hormones have softened into rhythm. Your joints don't creak with every step. You haven't just changed what you eat. You've changed how you relate to yourself. You've built trust. One woman shared, "For the first time in decades, I feel like my body is working with me, not against me." That is the true gift of these 14 days, not the number on a scale, but the strength in your stride. And yes, it's okay to feel emotional. Many do. There's something sacred in realizing how long we've lived disconnected from our own bodies, and something powerful in finding our way back. But here's the most important truth. This isn't the end. It's the beginning. Because after 14 days, something shifts. You no longer want to go back to old habits. Not because you're afraid, but because you've tasted something better. Clarity, energy, simplicity. These aren't rewards, they're reminders. This is what your body has wanted all along. So what now? You keep going. You honor the progress. You don't strive for strictness. You strive for awareness. You know what works for you now, and that knowledge can't be unlearned. Let this experience shape your days ahead. Keep your kitchen stocked with real whole foods. Take slow walks after dinner. Sip water before caffeine. And listen to your breath, your hunger, your moods. They're not problems. They're messages. Write down what you want to hold on to most from these 2 weeks. Stick it on your fridge, your mirror, your journal. Let that truth anchor you. And if you ever feel tempted to return to old habits, don't shame yourself. Just remember, you did this. You completed something powerful, something rare. You gave your body space, and it responded with healing. That's not just success, that's transformation. At Graceful Health Life, we believe aging doesn't mean decline. It means opportunity. If this journey has lit something inside you, stay with us. Subscribe for more guidance made exactly for this season of life, where wisdom, strength, and renewal go hand in hand. And as you walk forward, you're not alone. Thousands are walking this same path, healing their bodies, resetting their minds, reclaiming what was always theirs to begin with. Before you close this chapter, ask yourself one last question. What do I want to protect? Because that answer will guide you. And tomorrow, we'll take the next step together. Warning signs in your feet you shouldn't ignore. It could be your liver. You've awakened awareness. Now, let's deepen it. Day 14 isn't the finish line. It's the starting gate. You've arrived, and your journey is just beginning.